In the next few minutes, you will be handed a key to a fortress that most people spend their entire lives trying to find. Yet they never realize it is hidden in the one place they fear most. If you have the discipline to listen to every word of this narrative, you will possess a psychological weapon that can dismantle an opponent's ego and rebuild your own soul without ever raising your voice. However, if you choose to retreat back into the noise of the world before we reach the end, you are choosing to remain a puppet, pulled by the strings of every loud opinion and every digital distraction that crosses your path. The choice is yours. But remember, the loudest person in the room is often the weakest, while the one who masters silence is the one who truly owns the room. We live in an era of constant shouting, where everyone is desperate to be heard, yet very few have anything of true substance to say. It is the year 2025, and the digital landscape has turned into a coliseum of noise where silence is mistaken for absence and quiet is misinterpreted as a lack of conviction. The modern world tells you that to be powerful, you must be visible, and to be successful, you must be loud. But the ancient masters, the Stoics who built empires and survived the darkest pits of human suffering, I knew a secret that we have long forgotten. They understood that quiet is not just a lack of sound. It is the height of contempt for everything that is trivial. And it is the ultimate expression of an inner strength that cannot be shaken by the storms of the external world. The quiet Stoic is a figure of mystery, a person who moves through life with a calm that is almost unsettling to those who are used to the chaos of the masses. They do not feel the need to explain themselves to every passerby, nor do they seek validation from the hollow echoes of social media. Instead, they cultivate a garden of thoughts behind a wall of silence, allowing only those who are worthy to see the fruits of their labor. This is the art of thoughtful speech and inner living, a discipline that transforms silence into a way of life, and a subtle yet devastating way to communicate with the world. Throughout this journey, we will uncover the 10 fundamental pillars of this quiet power. And by the time we finish, you will see the world through a lens of clarity that few will ever experience. Number 1. The mastery of keeping calm is the first gate through which you must pass to enter the domain of the Stoic. In the high-pressure environment of the year 2025, remaining calm is not just a virtue. It is a revolutionary act against the hysteria of the crowd. The Stoic search for inner peace is not a passive withdrawal, but a strategic alignment of reason and emotion. Consider the teachings of Epictetus, the man who was born a slave, but died a master of his own mind. He taught that we should be silent for the most part, or, if we must speak, to say only what is truly necessary for the moment. This is a profound saving of mental energy, creating a sanctuary inside your mind where the world's stimuli can be processed with precision rather than panic. When a quiet Stoic projects a remarkable sense of calmness, it is because they have realized that reacting quickly is a sign of being controlled by external forces. In the deep silence of their reflection, they see the world's constant stimuli for what they are: mere ripples on the surface of a deep ocean. Stillness of speech is the direct path to stillness of mind. And once you have achieved that stillness, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. By speaking less and nurturing this inner calm, you align yourself with a higher ideal, allowing you to navigate the stormy seas of life with a grace that leaves others in awe. This is the true meaning of the term, keep calm, a phrase that was immortalized during the crisis of the year 1939 to boost the spirit of a nation under the threat of invasion. Number 2 is the principle of follow-through, which is the silent testament of a person's character. When we observe the life of a silent Stoic, we see that their actions speak with a resonance that words could never achieve. In the Stoic tradition, Those who practice silence are often those who demonstrate the strictest adherence to their own internal discipline. It is not about following a set of rules imposed by society, but about living in accordance with a complementary composition of values that guide every single action. Think back to the history of the philosopher Epicurus, whose life was a journey of remaining true to his principles. Despite the crushing weight of slavery, his silence was never a sign of surrender. It was evidence of a profound respect for the discipline he had built within himself. We learn from these serene individuals that while we have absolutely no control over external events, we have total control over our own responses. By insisting on a principled and disciplined life, we reach a level of freedom and peace that the noisy world cannot comprehend. Discipline does not diminish our existence. Rather, it provides the very framework within which we can move with poise. The quiet Stoic understands that true strength is not found in the roar of the crowd, but in the unwavering commitment to one's core beliefs. When your words match your actions, and your silence reflects your integrity, you become an unstoppable force in a world that is constantly changing its mind. Number 3 is the alchemy of strength and adversity. The ability to find a fortress of resilience in the midst of a storm. Have you ever wondered why the silent Stoic remains so unshakable when everything around them is falling apart? It is because their silence is not a void. It is a fortress built into the very stillness of their being. Consider again the story of Epicurus, who found profound wisdom while enduring the brutal hardships of his time. He taught us that external events themselves cannot hurt us. Only our interpretation and our reactions to them have the power to cause suffering. In the silence of his endurance, he found the power to turn adversity into a force for growth. A lesson that is more relevant today than it was in the ancient world. People who speak less often show the greatest resilience because they have built a deep connection with themselves that outside forces cannot shake. They have learned in the stillness of their own reflection that they possess the ultimate power to choose their path. This realization fills them with an unbreakable resilience, allowing them to handle the challenges of the year 2025 with a style and knowledge that is truly Stoic. Adversity is a normal part of life, a test for our mental and physical health. But the Stoic uses these problems as fuel for their inner fire. Being resilient means getting tough mentally, keeping a positive attitude, and learning from every mistake to become stronger than you were yesterday. Number 4 is the deliberate act of getting rid of distractions, a trait that is essential for anyone choosing the path of quiet power. In a world that is constantly bidding for your attention, the ability to focus is the ultimate competitive advantage. Imagine the year 2000 lay Tom, when the first smartphones began to colonize our attention, and then look at the year 2025, where we are drowning in a sea of notifications. The Stoic philosopher Epicurus lived a life of focused simplicity, a beacon of tranquility amidst the clutter of the mind. He knew that to find inner peace, one must shed the unnecessary layers of distraction that the world tries to impose on us. Quiet people focus on what really matters, which is virtue, wisdom, and inner peace. Every unnecessary distraction is viewed not just as an annoyance, but as a barrier to the cultivation of a deep and reflective life. By removing these distractions, we are not just making our lives easier on the outside. We are making room for the internal journey of self-discovery. This is not about giving up pleasures for the sake of suffering, but about creating a space where your true self can grow without being stifled by the constant noise of modern culture. Managing distractions is the key to staying focused and getting things done with a precision that others will find miraculous. Number 5 is the cultivation of inner strength, a quality that is often hidden like a rare gem within the calm exterior of a Stoic. This is not a noisy strength that seeks to dominate others, but a quiet, unwavering resolve that persists and thrives in the face of any difficulty. In the philosophy of Stoicism, inner strength is demonstrated through deeds rather than words. Those who speak less often use their energy to build a reservoir of power that can be tapped into when the world becomes demanding. They understand that the most powerful statement you can make is often made in total silence, through a persistent endurance that refuses to break. This inner strength gives the Stoic a serene confidence to handle the ups and downs of life. Knowing that their core remains unchanged, we can learn from this example by building our own resilience and facing our personal trials with a quiet determination. When you find your center of peace amidst a storm, you tap into a source of power that is both tranquil and incredibly potent. True fortitude does not need a fanfare. It lives in the quiet depths of your soul, helping you to endure, to persist, and ultimately, to thrive in a world that is often designed to break you. You are now moving toward a superior way of being. And if you have stayed this long, you are already ahead of 99% of the population. Number 6 is the depth of knowledge that can only be acquired in the silence of deep thought. The silent Stoic is a model of thoughtfulness, possessing an immense amount of insight because they spend more time listening and observing than they do speaking. Silence does not mean ignorance. On the contrary, it means the mind is full of experience and a profound understanding of the human condition. Think of the year 2000 Laybone, when the internet was still young, and compared to now, where information is everywhere, but wisdom is rare. The Stoic philosopher Seneca spent his life in deep introspection, and his works continue to echo through the ages because they were born in the world of silence. Real knowledge often lives where the noise of the world ends. By paying close attention and thinking deeply, the Stoic develops a clear understanding that is as still and clear as a mountain pond. They have a continuous conversation with their inner selves about the complicated parts of existence, coming up with insights that others miss in their rush to be heard. To value silence is to value a place where wisdom can grow and where your understanding of the world can deepen every single day. This is the Stoic path of seeking truth, not through the noise of words, but through the deep clarity that comes from a focused and quiet mind. Number 7 is the profound practice of non-judgment, a quality that sets the Stoic apart from the reactive masses. In the quiet reflection of their own lives, Stoics accept that everyone is walking their own unique path. Filled with their own specific trials and lessons, this acceptance is not born of indifference, but of a deep understanding of the shared human condition. Consider Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor in the year 161, who practiced non-judgment even while holding absolute power over millions. He wrote in his meditations about seeing others with compassion, knowing that they were doing what they thought was right based on their own limited perspective and nature. Not judging others frees you from the exhausting cycle of constantly reacting to their actions. It makes you more humble and encourages you to treat everyone with the same kindness that you would want for yourself. This trait is essential for inner peace because it removes the stress of trying to control or categorize the behavior of others. By practicing non-judgment, you improve your relationships and you grow as an individual, developing virtues like empathy and patience. In the chaos of the year 2025, being a person who does not judge is a mark of true wisdom and psychological maturity, leading to a more peaceful and meaningful life for everyone you interact with. Number 8 is the mastery of listening deeply, an art that is increasingly rare in our modern conversation. Why does the smart Stoic listen more than they speak? Because they know that deep listening is a powerful tool for understanding not only what is being said, but who the speaker truly is. This is more than just hearing words. It is about presence, empathy, and paying attention to the subtext of human interaction. The Stoic sage Musonius Rufus was known for his ability to gain insights through listening that he could never have obtained by speaking. He developed a deep connection with the world around him by being fully present in every conversation. Deep listening teaches us to value the perspectives of others and to realize that everyone has a story worth hearing. When you practice this art, you develop a sense of patience and connection that others will find deeply attractive and respectful. In your next interaction, try to pay attention not to your own urge to react, but to the goal of fully understanding the other person. Ask yourself how you can learn from this exchange and how you can connect more deeply with the person in front of you. This honors the Stoic tradition of turning every interaction into an opportunity for growth, recognizing that we often speak most eloquently when we choose to remain silent and listen. Number 9 is the quiet sense of humility that defines the Stoic character. Have you ever noticed that the most impressive people are often those who feel the least need to talk about their achievements? In Stoic culture, humility is not a sign of weakness. It is a deep-seated virtue that reflects a realistic understanding of one's place in the universe. Stoics who are quiet show a humility that is built on the realization that wisdom involves embracing the vastness of what we do not yet know. Take Cato the Younger as an example. A man who lived with a blend of courage and modesty that was famous throughout Rome. Even while playing a major role in politics, he chose a life of simplicity over the hollow luxury of his peers. Modesty is a sign of unwavering strength and conviction. By speaking less and letting your actions show what you believe, you embody the true spirit of Stoicism. This humility teaches us that we can only be truly great when we recognize our own limitations and remain willing to learn from everything and everyone we encounter. It forces us to ask ourselves whether we are listening to understand or merely listening to respond. When you embody the humble nature of the silent Stoic, you cultivate a life of genuine happiness and deeper, more authentic connections with the world. This is the path to true knowledge, which always begins with the admission of how much we still have to learn. Number 10. The final pillar is the absolute command of self-control. This is the most important skill in the Stoic arsenal, allowing a person to control their feelings, their actions, and their impulses to reach their long-term goals. In the year 2025, self-control is the barrier between a life of purpose and a life of accidental reactions. It is essential in every area of life, from your personal relationships to your professional success and your overall mental health. To master self-control, you must first understand the triggers that make you act without thinking. Once you are aware of what sets you off, you can develop coping strategies that allow you to remain in charge of yourself. Self-control is a muscle that can be strengthened over time with practice and care. It involves learning to delay gratification and realizing that the most significant rewards often come to those who can wait. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor who found peace and strength in his self-controlled silence, turning his thoughts and feelings into wisdom and good actions. His life shows us how powerful it is to be in charge of your own words rather than letting your words be in charge of you. By practicing self-controlled silence, you grow as a person. You find inner peace, and you make your relationships with others much better. You become a person of depth in a world that is dangerously shallow. As we reach the conclusion of this meaningful journey through the heart of Stoic silence, let us carry these deep insights with us. The quiet Stoics' deep reservoirs of silence are not empty spaces, but wellsprings of wisdom and strength. Their traits of introspection, resilience, and discernment guide us toward a more measured and meaningful existence. In the year 2025 and beyond, may we all find the strength to embrace a bit of Stoic silence in our daily lives. In doing so, we will find not only peace, but an enduring wisdom that speaks louder than any shout. The journey to mastering your life begins with the mastery of your silence. And you have already taken the first and most important step. Remember that the world will always try to pull you into the noise. But the power to stay quiet and stay true to yourself is a power that nobody can ever take away from you. Thank you for your discipline, and may your silence be your greatest strength.